Who's that?
Yes. Something's here.
I hunger. I fade.
What can I do? What do I do for you?
Come to me, love. Comfort me.
Don't go. All will be well. I promise. All will be well.
Helen's desire is so strong, it's constructing a new ghost.
Sebastian's mentioned on every page.
The husk sees what she wants and mirrors it.
She feeds him from her own essence. No wonder she's on edge. These are really very good. Poor Helen.
Well?
I'll not waste your time, nor mine. You lied to us about Sebastian's husk. It's still here. We were clear. That is not Sebastian, and its presence will kill you.
I know that in my mind. But in my heart, it is him. I can see him, hear him, feel his presence. I know him, and he knows me. If he is not real, what is?
You feel lost. Of course you do. But there is always another day. You know this to be true. Sebastian is a husk. And without the puppeteer, the husk is paling. It clings to you still because you cling to it. Soon it will pale entirely and become a specter. This puts you and the others at great risk.
He poses no danger. He's... Very well. I visit him in the mines. You'll find him there. Take the elevator on the right to the main gallery. There's a tunnel there. You'll need this key. Do what you must, Banishers. And so will I.
Go gentle, Helen.
Failing that, go hard.
Can Helen's longing alone sustain Sebastian? Without the puppeteer, I mean.
Anything to avoid the grief. Just like us.
You're no husk. You're still you.
Am I? At times I have my...
Perhaps there is still hope.
Oh there! Sebastian?
talk to Helen. She will come to me. No more.
He's distressed.
It is distressed.
I am the shadow of the man she loved, and yet I further fade. I don't want to hurt her. Please, tell her. Tell her I cherished her as I left.
Sebastian, are you saying you want us to lie?
Don't let it crush you. I can help. Can I join in too?
The husk has Helen's memories no more.
They weren't even real memories. Now even his specter is gone.
Something's concealed. Ghostly voices stay in this place.
You want me to read it to you? Again?
As long as I can hear your voice.
I'd rather finish your portrait. At least I get to look at you.
Very well. I'll strike my best pose once more.
Cozy.
She spent a lot of time down here with her beloved husk.
What are we gonna tell Helen?
That the specter of Sebastian lost the fight with his own nature and we had to dispatch him. Or that he vanished, cherishing the life he thought they'd shared. She won't enjoy either.
Do we have to lie?
Some truths are better left unspoken, and the people here need their leader. Helen made sure that Sebastian's name endures. No wonder he clings so tightly.
Have you found him?
We found him paling in the mines. He was calm, at peace. He told us he'd cherished the life you shared together.
My poor love. Why did it have to be so? Things were finally going my way. Bloody hell. He was all I had. My love, my friend, my only friend.
It's time to let go.
Is he really gone?
Aye. Yes.
I'll take a moment to myself, Banishers, if you please.
Of course. Take care, Helen.
Oh, that was dire. I know, Banisher Rule 14, don't get involved emotionally.
I hate that rule.
Then why'd you make it up?
Because you needed it.
It's me, you.
I felt it too.
This Thomas must be a good friend indeed. Nathaniel is desperate to see him. It's signed NS, as in Nathaniel.
From whom does he expect a payment, and why? What a mess. Bathsheba left in a hurry.
Anyone home? I'm Red McCraith, the Banisher. Show yourself.
I think we're alone.
Who does Duchess Muck think she is? Taking my wares, taking my business, taking my dignity. To hell with her. To hell with Helen Priest. I'll leg it to Boston before I let her take what's mine.
When Helen threatened to take her business, the widow ran away.
Selfish. Times like these demand sacrifice.
The takings are thin indeed. Wouldn't make me want to stay. We found all we could. Might be time to go after our thief.
Mrs. Ingersoll took a cart. Maybe you could follow her tracks?
Not a bad idea, Mr. Sather. Not a bad idea at all.
You know what would really help Andrew?
Do you think perhaps the late Mr. Ingersoll may haunt his old store?
Back to save his wife, and with it his store? Perhaps. I doubt it. One is shielded.
Die, you bastard!
Dodge!
Bathsheba must have had motivation to flee in snow like this.
Or desperation. The tracks veer to the right. Hogging all the fun.
Sit down. Have some of this.
The missing cart. Abandoned. The wheel is...
Empty cash box. The widow Ingersoll's, no doubt. Novices really have no idea how many miles a banisher runs to solve a case.
I once met Nero Fox, the infamous banisher who solved all his cases from the comfort of his armchair.
I should have become his apprentice.
Thing is, his apprentice was the one that went into the field for him.
A trail of blood. I don't like that.
The tracks continue this way.
I think Bathsheba was injured.
Looks that way. What with the blood and torn clothing and all. There's blood here.
tracks lead into this cave. Must have been really desperate.
Toki mi indrasta, skal nymphalis.
Go away, beasts! Off with you! That's mine! Come back!
Eaten alive. Hope it was quick.
The wolf took a purse. We should find it.
Stay put.
I'm right here, you know.
Sit down. Let's search the den. With a wing or so, we'll never again see Boston. With a wing or so.
Standing by. Here's the belt. The purse is with it.
Keys. Widow Ingersoll's, I don't doubt.
I've seen this symbol in the mines below Fort Jericho.
Why would she have keys to the mines?
Mines. You want to take a look, don't you?
Backed by the Banishers, Helen Priest dethroned Captain Pennington. Dark truths were unearthed. Some secrets remain buried. The survivors must now set aside old sins and build themselves lives worth living. But can Helen Priest lead them into the future, chained as she is to her past?
I can help.
Let's get back up.
I do not like this place one bit. Here we are. Now, let's find the symbol. Someone's been here already. Looks like Helen found Mrs. Ingersoll's stash. Oil, sugar, salt. Isn't this Nathaniel Sather's stolen merchandise?
Yes, it is. I have another in sight.
This bite's not easily chewed.
They never learn, do they?
A ledger for Ingersoll's store. Same dates, but with much higher figures.
2 different ledgers, one of which was locked inside a chest. I think I understand. She stole her own merchandise and hid it in the mines. Then she hid the accounts that would expose her lie. Why would she do that?
The store and Nathaniel are all she has. She doesn't want to lose them. And Nathaniel can't leave for Boston without his money. Nathaniel broke his promise and doesn't regret it.
Skint, he betrayed Mrs. Ingersoll for a couple of Helen Priest's coins. We should go back to him.
Excuse me.
Mrs. Ingersoll. That you?
I think so, Mr. McWraith. I think so.
Mistress Duarte? Dear Lord, you're a spirit too. What happened?
I was going to ask you the very same question. We found some merchandise stashed away. Oil, sugar, some, spoons. We suspect it was stolen. Is it yours?
I believe it is. Or at least it was.
Helen Priest lays claim to it, for the company.
And how does Helen Priest know about it? Because Nathaniel told her. He broke my confidence. He broke my heart.
For the sake of his return to Boston and a life of ease, he'll trample the legacy of those who made him. He betrayed us. I knew what he was up to. That is why I ran. And because I ran, I died.
What are you doing here?
You came to my store. Then you've met Nathaniel. Would you give him a message from me? Tell him he must stay. He made a promise. He must honor it.
So, you haunt Nathaniel. But he told us you stole your own cash box. Why?
Priest took my stock. All I had left was the money. I thought I'd start again somewhere else. Boston. Where it all began.
This isn't what you had in mind, eh?
I have business yet. You'll see.
I'll ask you some questions, if you don't mind. What are you to Nathaniel? Where did you meet?
One day, an orphan boy came to our store in Boston, hoping to learn the trade. He had this idea that he would sell hats. Everyone needs hats, he'd say. We gave him a job. He's been with us ever since. He's my barker, my salesman. He's born to it. He writes well, too. You should read the letters he sends to his friend, Thomas, in Boston.
Tell me more about Thomas.
He and Nathaniel are very close. Natty writes at least once a month. Were you married, Mistress Duarte? There was a time when I would have judged you if you were not. Now I know better. Love is love, whichever way it comes to you. Natty loves Thomas as well as any man ever loved a woman. Maybe better. What do you think of that?
Love is love, as you say, whichever way it comes to you. And there'll never be too much love in the world. What?
One, we gave him a... He and there was a time, Natty...
Love it... Where are you from?
Boston, originally. Now I'm from New Eden. You?
Cuba, originally. Now I'm from everywhere and nowhere. Was it in Boston where you met your husband?
It was. I went into his shop one day and there he was. And you? Did you meet Mr. McWraith in Cuba?
God, no. We met in London. We met through work.
Yes. It happens. Or so I've heard.
We'll be off then. We'll be in touch.
Then I'll await your return. Or not.
May we talk, Mr. Sather?
I'd like nothing more. How can I be of service?
We must talk about the widow's accounts. They're meagre enough.
You surprise me, sir. And by that I mean you do not surprise me in the least. If the coffer was full, I'd be halfway to Boston by now.
Is that why you're selling your stock cheap?
Everything must go, sir. Or I'll not carry this junk back to Boston and the coin will pay my way.
Bathsheba kept the money she owes you, and now you're stuck here. Boston no more than a memory.
That's it, exactly. Now you understand the urgency.
I've bad news for you. I found Bathsheba's body. The wolves got her.
Oh no. Poor widow Ingersoll. I so dearly wish she'd made it safely to Boston. Did you find the cash box?
I found something else. The note. You told Priest exactly where to find the merchandise that Mrs. Ingersoll had hidden in the mines.
Ah. Now, I have a number of excuses, but I get the feeling you won't be interested in any of them. Nor, to be honest, am I. I did the right thing. Followed Bathsheba to her hiding place, and then I told Mrs. The stock will keep people alive. Now it's no...
Did she deserve it?
Listen. Bathsheba no longer knew what she was doing. She lived in the past, while we live in the present, and the future comes charging towards us. She wallows in grief, to the detriment of her friends and neighbours. She wouldn't give up the goods, so I gave them up for her.
All right. It's time.
I hear you, Mr. Sather. But I'd like to hear Widow Ingersoll's thoughts on the matter too. Wouldn't you?
Dear Lord, what are you?
Worry not, Nathaniel. This is the ghost that haunts the store. Bathsheba Ingersoll.
Back to tell me one more time that you're not going to pay me?
That money is my husband's legacy, and I shall decide what's to be done with it.
Money is mine. I earned it. All those years, I stood by my promise, but you did not. You lied about the books. You cheated me.
I? A cheat? You swore to my husband on his deathbed that the store would go on. You swore an oath to a dying man, and then you broke it.
I swore to help you with your grief. To keep running the store while you mourned. But you did not mourn. Instead, you poured your heart into his business. You won't let it go. You won't let him go. I can give you no more time. I have a life to live. Your dead husband does not. You must let me go.
By renouncing his business, you bury my husband a second time. Ingersoll's name will die because of you.
It's time to end this.
Bathsheba Ingersoll. By keeping his business going, you keep your husband alive. But it's time now for you to leave.
I'll not go.
Letting go seems so very difficult. But the dead cannot linger. You must journey on.
But what awaits me at journey's end? Will my husband approve of the choices I've made? Have I done his business proud?
Material questions concern you no longer. Your husband's legacy is now yours. Nathaniel has inherited it. Let it go.
Yes. My accounts are settled. The books are balanced. I may go. Nathaniel, the business is yours. Take care of it.
You may go.
I hope you find peace, boss. I hope old man Ingersoll's waiting, and he's proud.
Let me go! Help! Please, somebody help me!
Isn't that Ferdinando Miller?
Yes, and he needs help.
Be done? Help! Please, somebody help me!
I thought I was dead.
You all right, Mr. Miller?
I never thought I would say this. I'm glad to see you.
What are you doing so far from the fort?
Business. I shall not bore you with it. Let's talk of something else. You, sir, saved my life. And I'm a man who pays his debts. Here, something for you. It's worth more than it looks. Keep it. Or sell it. A token of my gratitude. Now, I should get ready to return to the store.
Be careful on the road, Mr. Miller.
I will. Now, please, excuse me. I have a long way to go.
Away with you! wee Highland kiss for you.
What do we do?
I'll prepare the ritual.
Right, that's done. Now we wait. What do you want to talk about?
I envy you, Scotsman. You've seen war, yet you walk light enough upon the earth, as if you bear no scars.
Aye, but I didn't get that till I had acceptance. Took a while to get it, too. I've done some awful things. The pain ruled me, even as I denied it. That doesn't work. Had to admit it, let it in, give it a home. Then stop looking at it the whole time.
You remind me of Joshua. Always seeing the bright side, even as I'd peer into the dark. But I said I'd try, and try I will.
I'm glad to hear it. It won't be easy, but you don't have to face it alone. You have a family, a wife, children. Maybe it's time for you to find them.
Maybe all right. Maybe leaving is what I need. A new leaf and a new slate and all that.
Good for you. Right. The ritual's done. You should sleep better now. Consider yourself relieved, as the saying goes. Right. I'll be going. Take some time to collect yourself. And Andrew, sleep well.
Mind how you go, McCreath. I've lost enough brothers in arms. I'd hate to lose another.
Watch out. Spectre possession.
Foul.
Was that Abigail Rumble?
I think so. What now?
See these body parts? Good place to manifest what may linger nearby.
My voice commands you! Unveil!
Ready and waiting. Shoot the light. Once more, with vigor. Ready and waiting. Divert your focus. The veil shields the You're wasting your time on this one. Feet on the ground.
This one's protected.
Have another in sight. Aim at that lantern. That one is shielded. Ready and waiting. Spectre's seen a corpse and it wants it for its own.
Is that the sound of a corpse cocking its gun? Not gonna stay down. Is it just me, or?
I felt it too.
I feel something close.
He killed me. He killed me! We should probably go talk to her husband.
If we say we have no sin, we deceive ourselves, and the truth is not in us. If we confess our sins, he is faithful and just to forgive us our sins, and to cleanse us from all unrighteousness.
First Epistle of John, I believe. Chapter 1. The verse escapes me. 5, is it?
8 and 9. God is light, and in him is no darkness at all. That's verse 5. You've not come back at the best of times, Red McWraith. I'm in no mood to chat.
Is your wife around? I haven't seen her.
Abigail is dead.
Ah. I'm sorry. Truly.
Thank you. Let's leave it there. And whatever you heard, it's not true.
What would I have heard exactly?
Don't mock me. I know what they say about me. I know what you all say. It was an accident, a terrible accident. I'll speak of it no more.
For someone who just lost his wife, he's awfully nonchalant.
An accident? How did she die?
She fell. She went to the cliff top and slipped and did not survive the fall. Now, leave me be.
He's shutting down. We need a lever to prise him open.
Infinity of paths.
Time we are to converse.
This is not conversation, Abigail. We do not converse. Not no more. You berate me, you belittle me, Abigail. Aye.
All up to follow you to this godforsaken place, and you don't care if we belong. We are trapped here! I could die and you not blink an eye.
That's right! I don't care! I don't care about none of it! Why don't you just troop off and kill yourself and give me some goddamn peace?
Not a very nice man, turns out.
very nice woman either.
And yet she's the one who shows up dead. Abigail's clothes, already packed.
Everyone grieves differently.
I know.
They were very much in love once.
Well, that changed.
Place is awfully tidy.
Since when do you care?
Says the untidiest woman ever to walk this earth. Seems Abigail had abandoned the marital bed, and it vexed him.
That's not the Puritan way.
Why feel guilty if her death was an accident?
He should feel guilty. He treated her like shit.
Do not deprive one another.
A letter speaking of unspeakable dreams. Scriptures about marital relations. I think we have a lead.
An old key. Convenient.
With luck, it'll fit a door at Bly Manor. Spectral stains about the bed. Hence John's unspeakable dreams. Another messy trail left by another messy ghost. We should talk to John about his lovely marriage.
This will be the cliff John mentioned.
Watch your step. That's almost it.
What do we have here?
A safe haven. Shelter from the turmoil. Looks like she fell from here.
We should go down, inspect the place.
My heart sinks when I look at him, and I can't help but wonder, do I still love him? I'm burdened and ashamed and guilty because I don't love him. And yet I do. I don't care that we are childless. I don't care that we are poor. It was always the two of us. That was our promise to each other.
Abigail wasn't alone. Who was with her?
I wonder what they were saying.
Perhaps we'll find answers at the bottom of the cliff.
The spot can't be far. Once I've bruised the heart, destroy the wisps within its roots.
Teamwork. This must be where Abigail fell.
Think you could take on a ghost? Hogging all the fun.
Words from the past linger here.
A man who offers only disdain is owed no loyalty. Remember what he promised when you came to New Eden. He is a failure of a man. He puts you down to raise himself up. Don't be his weakling, Abby. Act!
Ah, the other side of the conversation.
Those mirrors feel like ghost ties, but I don't think they are.
There's an inscription. Ethel Bly.
There may be answers at Bly Manor. I wonder who Abigail was talking to. She sounded devious.
Who benefits from belittling a servant?
Lover? Jealous friend? Something worse? Bly Estate. This must be where the rumbles used to be.
Another haunted house. Good.
Shoot the light. This is locked from the other side. I maim the corrupted heart. You aim at its roots.
Farewell, weed. Once you've revealed the ropes, I'll destroy them. No, I'd almost fancy my own garden.
Trust me, you don't want a garden.
Nice teamwork.
Get back up!
Another key.
Door's blocked on the other side.
What do you want?
It's one thing to argue with your wife. It's another to push her over the edge. Abigail was in distress. Yet all you could offer in loving kindness was to tell her to kill herself.
Abigail had an accident. A terrible accident. I love my wife. I loved her.
The man doth protest too much, methinks.
You argued with Abigail. Threats were made. Fair to say your marriage was troubled, yes?
Not your business. That's fair to say.
Step carefully. Keep him talking.
You troubled by your dreams? Perhaps I can help.
How do you... How could you know that? You've been prying. How dare you?
Your house is haunted. Your wife. We want to help.
My wife is gone, and you know nothing of my troubles.
You're a man of faith.
Aren't you?
I too have recently lost someone. Does prayer help?
One can only have faith in God's plan. Prayer soothes only what can be soothed, and only for a little while. Still, it helps. I told Abigail the same. Perhaps if she'd heard it from someone else, she'd have listened.
Tell me more about Abigail.
God gave her more wits than most, but she wasn't shy about it. Put on the full armour of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes, I'd tell her. She had too much passion. She dwelt in earthly desires.
And that's a problem how?
When she stopped attending worship, I knew she was lost.
Does this mirror mean anything to you?
Never thought I'd see that again. That was Abigail's. Where did you find it?
At the cliff, where she died.
I see.
Any idea where she got it? Looks old. Heirloom, maybe.
She found it in the woods. Kept it with her. I remember it because we fought about it that night. We were low on money and I wished to sell it. She would not have it. Her vanity got the better of her.
Is he lying? I can't tell.
The inscription on the mirror suggests it once belonged to your old employers.
I don't know anything more. Abigail said she found the mirror in the woods. I'd no cause to doubt her. Swear it.
Thank you for your time, John.
Lord bless and keep you.
I find John's opinion of Abigail condescending. All he does is blame her, never questions his own behavior.
He doesn't know how to grieve, so the pain becomes resentment.
When love turns sour.
You should not be here. He's going to get away with it. At last you're here.
You speak.
I speak and I follow. I needed to be sure you'd take my side.
We're Banishers. We don't take sides.
So noble. You must feel so very fortunate.
What's with the hide-and-go-seek? Why manifest now?
I'm stronger now.
Stronger? How?
What's your reckoning, Banisher?
I reckon you've infected John's dreams. You plague him with horrible visions.
John's sinful thoughts are his own. He did not need me to die to have them.
Don't indulge it, Red.
I died at the bottom of that cliff, you know. I was alone. For hours. In agony. No one missed me. No one came. John did not come.
I thought John was the one who pushed you.
Didn't he? Even before my death, he packed my bags. He wanted me out. I did not know how badly his hatred burned. But when he saw me dead, I saw it in his face. Behind the shock, he was relieved.
What happened to you, Abigail?
What do you think happened?
We're asking the questions here.
Are you?
So, what happened to you, Abigail?
A man happened to me. Our bitter, pitiful world happened to me. I had a life in Yorkshire. Work I loved. I never wanted to come here.
That doesn't entirely answer the question.
You're a capable woman. Were.
As were you.
So how did you allow a man to bind you to this realm?
You first.
I am not bound here by the weakness of a man who cannot let me go.
We found pieces of a mirror that used to belong to you.
Give them to John. By rights, the mirror is his.
You hate John, but you want him to have your things. Isn't that just a little contradictory?
You're a ghost haunting a banisher. Isn't that just a little contradictory?
How was it for you? To die, I mean.
I'm not discussing this with you.
Betrayed. Again. Failed. Again. Making excuses for the one you love. Again.
What? No.
And how did it feel to be deceived by your best friend? By your first love?
Enough. Who found your body? Who told John about your fall?
I don't recall, but does it matter? One moment I was alive and lost in thought, the next I was dead and bound to John. And to him, my death felt. Good. The deepest comfort. Solace most profound. I felt those feelings. But those feelings were not mine.
We aren't going anywhere. We'll keep digging.
Yes. Do that.
That was odd. She was odd.
A dead woman with a shite-bag husband. Nothing odd about it.
You never miss a chance to drag the husband.
Let's. Off we go then.
What do you want?
I'll not beat about the bush, John. You're haunted. Your emotions are a shambles, and Abigail's ghost has latched onto them. You feel like shite, and that'll be why. Don't deny it. And I know you won't wish to hear it, but I've been sent to help. Trust me.
Abigail died. She died. She can't come back. It's a trick. The devil's trick. He took her. He's trying to trick me too.
Who are you trying to convince? Me or yourself? Look inside you, John. You know the truth.
God is truth. The devil had a hold on my wife.
He's a tough nut. Squeeze hard.
Abigail was making your life miserable. The fleeting moments of love you shared vanished when you came here. You were a good husband, provided for his wife. But she didn't see that, did she? You're just a man, flawed like anyone, but no sooner would you fix one flaw than she'd find another. She abandoned you. That lack of intimacy, that unfulfilled desire, it ate you up.
I loved her. I loved her. What kind of woman refuses her husband like that? She made me feel like I was...
What's your part in it?
These are the words of him that hath a devil. John, chapter 10, verse 21. Go to hell.
Come, let him sit with his own guilt. I'm right here, you know. Call on me.